ignorance. You're being asked to admit that you don't know, have never known, and probably will never know everything, all the mysteries of the universe, right? So this is also maybe leading to stepping into a new role, stepping into your own story, becoming, just going through, trusting the process of becoming. So let's move on to the magician. And I'll try to do it faster, but now that you understand a little bit of why this is so important, because some of these images come and they give us clues in our dreams and so on. How can we appreciate the images that are coming from our subconscious in our dreams or meditations, experiences, ceremonies, and so on, to better understand where we are within, what is our soul trying to communicate to us? And this is very individual to everyone, but if we can appreciate the images, the symbolism, we are diving deeper into understanding our own process, our own journey. So the magician here with the number 1, the masculine archetype here, you see a lot of yellow in the background. This is a lot of, it's taking the raw tension of the Fool. There's a lot of raw energy in the Fool, and he's directing that energy from here down, the finger down, right, from up, so above as below, right? So the one takes the energy as above, and the other finger points down, directing the energy. So this is the extroverted activity because his arms are very open. This is a solar principle with a lot of yellow here. And it is, and you know, it really is an act of power. This is will to order the reality, to bring complexes under control. Intent is truly about true power. This is a lot of energy of intent, about ordering the different complexes, so we're not on the influences of the complexes, that we can navigate through those complexes and we can order them instead of them ordering us, right? So this is also effortlessly acting from our immortal nature, the energy that is held in the energy body, the auric field. So that's why later on you'll see, let's see if I have it later on. Oh, I don't have it here, but you'll see that sometimes I use the Buddha rainbow to show that. And intent really, again, here is about commanding and being able to order the complexes under our control. So there is movement of the energy from mortal to immortal. That's why the eternity here, the symbol here, is moving between the polarities, balancing, right? So in a reading, it can mean an action that needs to be taken, need to direct the energy by taking action, right? So the magician holds the mystery that cuts to the heart of manifestation, will, and the nature of reality itself. He's the ultimate trickster. The cosmic joke is that there is nothing to manifest. I mean, it's just hilarious sometimes. Everything already exists in potential. So the magician doesn't just create, he selects and focuses. He has the elements here, the different roses and, you know, the whites and the reds and even the teal looking roses. He has the red robe full of life and vitality, the belt, that's like a snake, right? He's the number 1, the beginning principle. And if there is number 1, that means that something is missing, right? This is the beginning, but something is missing here. He can also be a great charlatan to the point that he could be misdirecting the energy. right? Because there, the energy that is being channeled can be dysfunctional if the person here is an imbalance. So he can easily become corrupted, right? So now the thing is that in order for the magician, because he represents pure will, he has to also understand that in order to create the magic, he needs to surrender. So there is a lot of need here to learn to have will and yet surrender to the spirit. So grasping will kill the manifestation process. Grasping. So he knows how to hold the intention like a butterfly and then let it fly without squeezing it. You know, when you want something so bad that you squeeze it and kill it. Well, he knows how to allow it to fly. So the main teaching here is that the force and flow are not opposites, but partners in a cosmic dance of creation. He's also the messenger. And so by that, he also represents Mercury, right? And Mercury, an energy that is associated with Mercury is Hermes. So he's the communicator. He's a deep mystery that he carries communication between the conscious and consciousness. So he's a psychopomp. So let's see what else. He can teach that the gap between imagination and manifestation is really smaller than we can ever consider. It's just a matter of translation. So the tables are full of the cups, the coins, the sword, the wands, and these are the elements, right? The elements within and without. And with his intention, he uses these to create, right? So where he places his consciousness, the reality will follow. So consciousness doesn't emerge from matter. Matter emerges from consciousness in this case. And he obviously contains, he's the beginning, he's the number one. So he contains the mystery of time and also the return, the beginning and the return. So after all the fool's journey through the 22 arcana, who do you become? The magician, but transform, or is the ego learning to manipulate reality? So which one is it? Do you become transformed, or ego just learns to use energy to manipulate to his own needs without the care of the collective and the community and so on? So his shadow holds a lot of teachings too, because in reverse, or if he's corrupted, he can become a con artist, a manipulator, right? He can get really drunk with his ego to the point that power and greed gets the best of him. So you must go through the different stages and pass through the different stages in order for you to make sure that you don't get drunk with power and greed and so on, because that is easy to do. Let's see, there is so many images, but I'm trying to see what to prioritize. Obviously the infinity is revealing the mystery, right? Trapped in eternal return until the lessons are learned with the infinity, right? So he must repeat the lessons until he realizes he's getting what? Like, are you really getting what you need for your soul's development, or you're still working from the ego? So there is also with the number 8 here with infinity, there is the need to learn strength and inner strength, right? In order for the process to, when he learns inner strength, then his ego surrenders. So only when you see the symbol here and the symbol here, right? And we switch this because there is a reason for that. If in some people use this number 8, this as the number 8 here instead of the 11, because this is inverted. So I put this one here for a reason, because we want to go through justice and the mysteries of silence here with the hermit before we get into the strength where we can manipulate and control our animalistic tendencies. So, but you can see the infinity here and the infinity here, representing that they have something in common. Only when I learn to come out of the loop, the wheel of karma, can I really go through a serious, honest, grounded ego surrendering. The ego here is the hangman, and you can see that his head is illuminated, because when he is in this position, he's willing to see life from a different lens, and he goes through this major transformation then with the death card. So the magician can only evolve when he goes through this process of surrendering the ego and coming out of the loop and understanding what is true power. So he teaches the terror and the ecstasy of responsibility. And he appears to be, you know, like he may appear, I mean, you're being called to step into your power, right? But also to see through the gain of power. So the magician is the creator and the trickster. And he's going to represent the direction and the humanization of boundlessness, unconscious energy of the fool. He's going to use that and will it. Use it properly, hopefully, to go through the process of individuation, of self-realization. So the magician embodies a duality. He's a serious professional. You can see how serious he is, who arranges the different elements here, right? And he's working through illusion, Maya, right? He can create magic by using Maya, and he can also transform objects into another, right? So he can transform, and if he can transform, that means that essentially all is one, right? So he's an active, penetrating masculine force here. So the one, an unconscious gift that is not a product of conscious intellect and training. He has the red robe with the white, and there is a vitality and purity at the same time. There is an opposition here, right? So from a psychological function, this is a transforming substance, using the energy here to transform with this energy. The shadow obviously is going to be the devil. We can see a direct link with the devil. So the temptation to misuse power, to misuse creative power, right? To perhaps use black magic and so, however you want to call that. So as we go into the energy of the priestess with the number 2, which represents also consciousness, a feminine archetype,